visited a few places for Christmas lights in Toronto and Vancouver. We will tell you which ones are worth seeing.
We will start our tour in Toronto, where we visited Canada's Wonderland, Winterfest. This festival started in 2019 but was cancelled last year due to COVID. This is our first year visiting.
We were lucky with the mild weather when we visited at the end of November. The park is huge, so it felt lively but not crowded, and we didn't have to wait in line to get any drinks.
Canada's Wonderland is usually a summer destination, but they invested heavily to get people to come in the winter.
They've redecorated all the storefronts to bring the Christmas spirit. I'm not sure what this bread bowl store used to be in the summer. Is this where the Manchu Walk was?
Before we start exploring, we will need to get our hands on some alcohol. We tried both the mulled wine and the spiked hot cider. It wasn't very strong, so we needed a few cups throughout our visit to stay warm.
The ghost brought Scrooge to the cemetery and showed him his own grave.
Look at that!
There were small shows scattered throughout the park at various times to keep people entertained, since most of the thrill rides were closed.
Winterfest also features a Christmas market where you can find crafts and food. Inside, you'll find local vendors, including Shanny's shortbread cookies, which is one of our favorites. There's extra seating and food stalls throughout this park selling festive foods.
They were giving out free wine samples throughout the park. Some people really wanted to make sure they were free, double checking before they even got in line.
The samples we got were ice wine from Niagara. If you've never had ice wine, it's like alcoholic syrup. The kids area was redecorated in a candy theme and most of the rides were open. Of course, you can also get your hands on some Christmas merch. The main draw of Winterfest is skating in the main fountain, which would set you back $5 or $12 if you don't have skates. All of the other normal park attractions don't come at additional costs, but you do need to wait in line. So was Winterfest worth it? I think the answer is yes with a shrug. Compared to the entrance fee for the immersive nutcracker, which was featured in a previous video, it definitely is. But at Winterfest, it's not just about admission fees. Food, drink, parking, all cost extra. But seeing the park all decked out for Christmas was pretty cool. Next up, we're at the VanDusen Botanical Garden in Vancouver. The first tip is to avoid driving, as traffic around the area and parking was a nightmare. Inside the park, there was some food on offer, but mostly everybody was there to see the lights. There were lights on everything, from bushes, railings, to trees. And there were barely any evergreens.
I really enjoyed the Christmas lights. They were really beautiful. But there were a lot of people and it was really crowded. I felt like I was being pushed around like cattle.
The decorations in the park are divided into different sections. Each section of the park has its own theme or color palette, so it feels different. The phone camera that I'm using usually doesn't do that well in low light conditions, but as you can see, it wasn't a problem on this day. In some areas of the park, it's almost too bright. So was the VanDusen Festival of Lights worth it? I think it's a solid meh. The lights are really nice, but the park is quite small.
While we were in Vancouver, we also visited the Vancouver Christmas Market.
We visited the market as it was conveniently located in downtown Vancouver. It was a rainy day when we visited, and before you even got in line, there was a kid that told us not to go. But it was too late, as we already bought our tickets online. I get where you're coming from, kid. There's nothing here but food and drink. We were here just killing time before dinner, and we weren't expecting to have a full meal. We did end up picking up one of these fried Hungarian snacks. Fried, hot, crispy, savory, what's not to like? So was the Vancouver Christmas market worth it? I'm not sure why I would need to pay admission to then pay for some more food. And apart from the lone performer, there weren't any other attractions. I would say pass on this one. Our last stop is the Capilano suspension bridge, which is all decked out in canyon lights for the holidays. Christmas or not, the Capilano Suspension Bridge is a must-visit in Vancouver, and the lights this time of year are an added bonus. There are timed entries, and we chose our admission around dusk. That way we could see the park in both light and dark conditions. We got lucky with the weather on this day, but the park is open rain or shine. As you cross the suspension bridge, there's a number of walking paths, including this tree hike. As we lose daylight, the decorations get brighter. It doesn't show too well on video, but it's more of an in-person type of thing. At Capilano, what's most impressive is the scale of the decorations. And of course, there's food and drink, and you exit through the gift shop. So was the Capilano Bridge worth it? This one's a no-brainer for me. The bridge is uniquely Vancouver. And if you're a BC resident, your admission is good all year.